Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Sawati Tonchao. Sabaydi, my cop. How's everybody doing out there? How many of there are there out there? Not very many yet. Hopefully, they're going to come in a few minutes. And we got quite a bit to talk about. We're going to talk about the big BS that foreigners believe about Thai women. And, I'll admit that in the beginning, when I first came here, I might have believed some of it too. Uh, but as you get a little more experience and as you've been here a little while, you start to see that, oh well, these things are not true. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, and yeah, hopefully be interesting. Right now, the Thai baht is at 33.89. Last night it was 33.97, which means, now I hope you guys can hear me. Please let me know. Is everything clear? Everything coming through? You can hear me. If not, let me know. And but anyway, right now it's 33.89, which is pretty good. 81 is the air quality index, which is not very good. It's about normal. 79 degrees, not very hot today. High in 91, low of 76, and 84 degrees is the feel like temperature, and it's only 77% humidity. So humidity is rather low. Good to hear. I'm glad to hear that everything's clear. That's good to know. And really, I don't know. Do I have a lot of news to talk about? I don't really think so. Uh, usually I'll give a little bit of news. I don't know. I didn't even think about it for whatever reason. But do we have a lot of news? No, not really. Let's see here. Oh well, then this is kind of interesting. I'm because this happened to me. Who is responsible financially in the case of a condo fire? And I just want to know myself. But other than that, there's nothing really that I see here. Let me see. Uh, I just want to know the bottom line. I don't care what happens to the condo. I care what happens to me. And if you guys remember, when a fire occurs, the condo management must immediately report the incident to the local authorities in emergency, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Ensure that professional help is on the way. Well, when I was there, the fire extinguishers didn't work. They did have insurance, but it only covered like 30,000 baht or something like that. It was like really crappy. Responsibility for repairs, legal action. Okay. Affected condo owners may take legal action against the responsible party. Okay, well, that's different. They're not talking about communication with residents. Yeah, this doesn't tell me anything. I'm talking about the residents there. Yeah, is the condo responsible to the residents? Let's see here. No, nothing that I see that's any different from what's been going on lately. And that's kind of how it is in Thailand. You have a lot of news, and then sometimes you have no news. But I'm not saying there's not any news, but it's just there's not that much that I think would be really interesting at this point. Um, oops, shit. And then waste, struggles, beetles, government courts, more Japanese tech. All this is world's largest crocodile, captive crocodile, dies at 110 years old. Well, oh, now there is something that I should state right now. No more boarding passes at 6 airports. It's facial recognition. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't really care. You know, you go through. I'm not trying to fake anything. So my face is my face, and you know, uh, I don't really care what they give me. Just tell me where to sit, and that's where I'll sit. Yeah, so that's about it. They gave almost 500,000 people citizenship here, but they are all migrants. They are all people helping with, um, well, they're employed here for cheap, is what they do. That's what they're doing here. It's all, like Burmese and Laotians and Cambodians. No Americans, no Europeans, no nothing. It's just uh, people from other countries and people who were born here to foreign parents in like camps, which I've been to a few camps in my life, but I can tell you they were not, it was not the most open place. When I went there, I was working with this girl who was a photographer. She paid me money to help her out and everything because I could speak Thai because I knew what to do. And I told her, I said, you need to get paperwork from the government to be able to go into these places. She goes, no, 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 I don't want that. I just want to go. I said, okay. So we get there and they tell her, you got to have paperwork. I'm like, I told you, and she's like kind of irritated. And then she goes, you know what? I'm just going to go in and I'm going to have somebody drive me into the into the camp. I'm going to be in the trunk. And that's what she did. She gave me my money and I went, okay, you want to do it on your own? Go ahead. But you risk, if you get caught, you can go to jail. She's like, well, I don't care. I said, okay. And that was the end of that. Um, anyway, all right. Well, so yeah, this crocodile Cassius has been living at the Australian sanctuary since 1987. Oh, this is the one. Holy moly. Well, that's too bad. It's a big crocodile, man. 5.48-meter Australian croc. It's not that big. I know there's bigger crocs out there. So what's that? This is 24 plus 13, 37. 37 years he's been there. And he's 110 years old. I don't know how they came to that. Wonder if he told them his age. Anyway, good morning to all of you. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Now there's a few people starting to come in. We're going to talk today about the general BS that foreigners believe about uh, Thai women here. And like I said, I when I first came here, I kind of believed some of it too. And it's just lack of knowledge. And one of the first things that I would say is that Thai women think about what they think about Thai men, and that in itself it's funny. But uh, let me just see here. I gotta look a little bit more here. Okay, that's it. All right. The one thing is that everybody thinks that Thai women are gold diggers. That's just not true. If you've been with any normal, and I say normal, I mean people not working in the bars, women who are just regular everyday women, they work at the market, or they work at some office or a restaurant or whatever it may be. They're making money for themselves. They don't want to live off of you. Now, if you're the kind who's like, listen, let me help you out. I'll help you out with your school or whatever. Yeah, I'm not saying they won't take a little money sometimes, of course. But um, a lot of people think all Thai women are like that. And the other thing, listen, I got to say this before I say anything. Whenever you talk about Thai women, and there's people from outside Thailand that are listening, it could be online, could be whatever. They're reading stuff, and they live in their little comfy place in Podunk, Wisconsin, or whatever. Oh yeah, I got a Thai wife. Oh, are you sure she's a woman? That's what you hear. A lot of them, they think that, these women are not really women. And I'm here to tell you that, if you don't want a lady boy, you're not going to get one unless you're just plain stupid. I mean, really. If you want a woman, you're going to get a woman. So if you live outside of the country and you hear somebody saying, "Oh yeah, it's my Thai girlfriend or my Thai wife. Oh, I met her in Thailand. Oh, is she a lady boy?" You just go, "God, you're stupid." You haven't got a clue. Well, I mean, if you're like MGTOW and you like lady boys, then you can have at it. But uh, that's something that I hear all the time, and I just go, "Oh God, you're such an idiot." But then I go, "Okay, that's fine. That means you don't care about Thai girls. You don't care about a lot of other cultures where lady boys could be somewhat prevalent, more prevalent than in the West or somewhere else." The thing is in the West, I believe that in total there's probably more. But Thailand is a relatively small country. They're in the Philippines. They're in Vietnam. They're all over the place. So just I would think that in itself. Don't think that every Thai woman, oh, are they a lady boy? That's just stupid. Okay, so get off of that. Especially if you have never come to Thailand. Well, I just know what I hear, man. I mean, it was in The Hangover. I don't know which Hangover that was, the second or third one. I don't know. Where the guys with the lady boy, which it was pretty funny. I mean, it was funny as hell, but um, anyway. And also, they're not generally uh, gold diggers. The average Thai woman, I'm talking about the average woman who's got a job, she's got a life, she doesn't give a shit about you. Really doesn't, isn't thinking to herself, wow, this foreigner came in. Oh my God, I'm so interested. Wow, how can I get me some of that? How can I hook up with him? That's not what the average woman is thinking. I'm not saying in the proper setting that might not happen, where you're in a place and you're sitting around with a couple of your friends, and some of them are Thai, some of them are foreign, and there's a bunch of women. There may be foreign women. It may be at the company, at some get together. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but for the most part, the women have their own lives, their own money. They don't. If they get interested in you, it's because they're put in a setting where they have the opportunity to get to know you, to get to feel, like, oh well, this guy's a nice guy, I really like him. Okay. And they're not out to take your money. In fact, some Thai women are very good about money. They don't, they're not like thinking, oh my God, my money's my money. And I will say, I used to think in the beginning, I used to think uh, that Thai women thought my money is my money and your money's my money. Very beginning, I thought that. Even when I got married, I thought, I think that's how my wife thinks. But then it kind of comes about to where it's not really about the money. It's definitely not. Money is important, it's a tool, but it's not just about that. So remember that they're not all gold diggers. That's just complete bullshit. And I would say, just like a very small percentage of prostitutes or working in the sex industry, a very small percentage are gold diggers. And if you go on to, I don't know which particular apps or have the greatest number of these, but if you go on to some apps, um, maybe it's going to be, you see some woman and you go, oh, she's really cute. Oh, wow, I really like her. Then she's like, okay, I'll come see you for 3,000 baht or 5,000 baht or whatever it is. Well, that kind of lends itself to it, because some women, they don't want to go work in a bar. So they work online. To each his own. If that's what you want, go for it. If you want something different, something a little more longer lasting, you can go for that too. Now, one of the things, and this is something I used to hear all the time, and it was that Thai women don't like Thai men. And that's just a crock of shit. I mean, really, you look around, there are Thai women with Thai guys all over the place. It's not like the majority of Thai women are looking for foreigners. They're not. They're married, they have boyfriends, and they are Thai. Some of them are Japanese, some of them are, Cambodian, whatever they may be. But the majority, it's Thai and Thai. If they're with you as a foreigner, there's a number of reasons why. And this is just a myth. Uh, and it's pretty easy to refute this myth because if you look at it, most Thai women are married to Thai men. It's just this is how it is. I mean, face reality. Don't be stupid. Now, not everybody's happy in their marriage. Not everybody, is happy they got married to that particular person. Now, what I say is maybe they got screwed over by a Thai guy, and now they find the Thai men that they want don't want them. It's like a girl who works she's working as she sells makeup. She sells nail polish and lipstick and makeup and stuff like that. She's not making a huge amount of money, right? Let's say she's got commissions and maybe she makes 25,000. Maybe she's only making 15, 20. Depends on how much she works and how well she does that month. But if she meets a guy and the guy's a doctor, the chance of that working out is very slim. Now, she may think, I'm really hot. I look good. Oh, I'm a good looking woman. She may think, hey, that guy should like me. He should be with me. I got a lot going for me. But that's not what the guy thinks. The guy is looking for somebody who is in their same level, somewhat close. Because he has to go back, in most cases, he's got to go back and show that woman to his family. He's got to bring them home. And if the mother says, "Oh, so what do you do for a living?" "Oh, well, I sell makeup at Robinson's." "Really? Did you need a degree for that?" And she find no degree, no nothing. It's not going to work. Okay. Um, and some of this is just bar girls trying to convince the man that she really likes him, and she's not even thinking about the Thai men. And that's something else. But she may just be trying to get you to think, I think you're really attractive, really handsome. And I'm not even thinking about these Thai guys. It's so funny, but like even my wife will go, "Oh, that guy's handsome," and he's a Thai guy. Like this movie star. "Oh, he's a handsome guy." Yeah, yeah, okay, I get it. But there's a long time ago she used to think certain foreign men, and even now she thinks certain foreign men. "Oh yeah, that guy's handsome." It's not like that guy's handsome. I need to go after him. There's nothing like that. But some Thai women, they may have very well had a bad experience with their local man. Maybe he knocked them up and he ran away. And I know um, I was very close to this girl, and her sister was with a guy. They were like, high school sweethearts or whatever. She finally, like, gave it up. He knocked her up. And then she's pregnant. The day that she was having the baby, he bailed and she was on her own. Now, maybe she's thinking, this is not what I want out of my life, you know. And what my wife told me was, now I don't know if how much of this is true or no. I just have to take it at face value. But she said, "Listen, I saw what happened to Thai women in my village. I saw these relationships, and they were not good." And she knew that. She was smart enough to know that. See, I knew these weren't, good. And she had an opportunity to be with a guy. It was kind of like an arranged thing. And she went, nah, I don't really think I like this. And the guy was like, oh, I'll give you everything. I'll do this. I'll do that. She just thought about what she saw in the village. And she was moving around a little at that time because she had to finish school. And so she just went, ugh, you know, put that on the back burner. So, when you think about it, if you really want to think about this, I mean, it's very simple. 99% of Thai women want Thai men. Some Thai women will not even contemplate bringing home a foreign guy to meet their parents. It won't even happen. That's not going to happen, right? Ugh, let's see here. They're not even going to think about it. Now, another thing here is that Thai women are not concerned about a man's age. Oh, it doesn't matter that I'm 20 and he's 90. Come on. I've said it in the past. A woman who's 20 years old is not looking at some, 80, 90-year-old guy going, oh, wow, man, I really like his saggy balls and ass. That's not what she's doing. Um, and some people think, oh, well, they'll marry, a guy. It doesn't matter how old he is, what his age is. And there are some who will do it, and it's basically just for the money. And while Thai women are more open-minded about a man who is a little bit older, uh, most Thai women prefer a guy right around their age. And I can tell you that when I met my wife, and she was what? She was 21, and I was, no, was she younger than that? Was she 20? I don't know. I think I was about 34, and she was, I think, 20. I was almost 30, 35, and she was like 20, 21. But I was in my 30s, and I look like I was like 24, 25. I look young, you know. And I say that, I mean, I'm just being truthful. That's how it was. I was, I looked young. I had a baby face. So, she didn't think, oh, he looks real old, and I'm going with this really old guy. Now she calls me an old man, but she's getting old. She knows that, and so it doesn't really matter. And the it seems that the older a woman gets, the less concerned about the age she is, because let's face it, when you're a 50-year-old woman, you don't care if your guy is 70. It doesn't really matter as long as you guys are compatible. 10 years, 15 years, that seems to be acceptable. Beyond that is kind of, it's a little bit touchy, you know. Um, Sometimes a young woman in a bar will say, I don't really care about your age. I only care your heart, that kind of stuff. And the guy's like, oh, baby, it doesn't matter that I'm 48 and you're 19, you know. But you got to think about how things progress, because I think about this even now. I do concern myself with this, and I think, listen, I'm 62 and she's almost 48. What happens when I'm 80 and she's what, 66? She'd be 18. She'd be 40. She'd be 66. I think, is that going to be, then I think to myself, I'm going to croak. I'm probably going to croak before she does. And how's that going to work? She's going to be stuck at 66 with no man. And I think, well, I just got to live longer. That's what I think. I got to kind of try to live, be an old man. I don't want to live and be, 70 years old and then croak. I have that desire to live. Listen, the people with the huge age gaps in between, they tend to be from the bars. I mean, you don't see some guy who, most of the time, you don't see a guy who is, 70 years old and he's with this 20-year-old girl, and they're married, and oh, we're so happy. Oh, everything is great. That happens. You find some girl in the bar, you go, baby, I'll marry you. How much money do you want? You must give me 1 million baht for Sinsod. 1 million baht. 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 For Sinsod. 1 you know, good morning, fire dude. And maybe the guy is like, listen, I want a young girl around because she can really help to make me feel young. And maybe he does. It's maybe she dies before him. You never know. That's the thing, you know. Okay. And then, another myth. This is a myth. The Thai women don't care what you look like. I only love your heart. I don't care about how you look. To me, you handsome man. And I think that's a bunch of BS because let's face it, if you are 22 years old and you are a good looking guy, listen, I didn't come here when I was 22, right? I was 32. When you're 32 and you meet a girl and she's 25 years old and she looks at you and she goes, "Oh, you're very cute. I really like you." She's thinking of how you look and everything else comes secondary. Well, with the ties, quickly becomes about how successful you are. Are you gonna be able to take care of her? Are you a good person? Whereas maybe in the States or elsewhere, it might be, oh, he's so handsome. I don't care. He's a bad boy. I don't care about us. I mean, of course there are some ties like this, but I mean, for the most part, um, Thai women do not want to be with you if you don't shower, if you don't clean yourself, if you don't dress fairly well. I mean, listen, I don't dress great, and I used to dress better. I don't dress great because I don't have to. I don't have to go out in a suit, right? But generally, at least look well put together, fairly well put together. I don't always look great, but, I look okay. I look decent and I'm clean. So I got that going for me. It's also about how you dress, which I mentioned. But if you just let yourself totally go, I mean, even though I'm older and I'm a little overweight, and uh, I think I still look a hell of a lot better than most 62-year-olds who live here. You know, so that's something that you have to think about. And if you think that a Thai woman, doesn't care about how you look, you're an idiot, really. What is this 42-year-old lady boy? Well, I don't know about your lady boy interactions there, pal, but New York City moved to Bangkok. Okay, very good. For how long? How long have you been here? 65 years old is the average age, peak of the bell curve for men's heart attacks. Well, I don't know about that. Men can have heart attacks at any age, but yeah, there are certain ages where it's more prevalent. Yeah, listen, if I go out and I got to go to like a nice function, you're going out to a nice restaurant. I tend to dress pretty well, but if I'm just going to the mall or something like that, I mean, my wife is the same way as me. We just want to be comfortable, you know. And this is something that most people don't really think about. But I hate to tell them, but you know, y- uh, a Thai woman would like you to be tall. If you're not tall, she wants you to at least be fit. Even if you're not fit, you got to look a little bit healthy. If you don't look healthy and you think you can be a bowling ball, and she's going to be like, I love him so much. I mean, she might love you, but she's in her heart, she hopes that you will look better. And while Thai women do look at men and their inside, and they look at men and how they carry themselves and how they are, what kind of character they have, whether he's kind, whether he's polite, um, but she still wants to look at him and go, oh, he turns me on. You know, that's important. So now this is a big one, and this was something that I did believe this in the beginning, and it's just because it's too easy. Um, Well, then you might have your work cut out for you, buddy. I don't know. Tall is 6 foot and older and over, so I'm far below that. But it's the way it goes. You got what you got, man. You better make good use of it, and that's how I've always thought. And I never let that concern me. And if a woman told me you're too short, okay, that's fine. See ya. You know, that's how it is. Good morning, Paul. Now something else. 2 years. Met a Thai woman. Okay. First time visit at 73. Oh God. Well, you're happy. That's what it seems like you're happy, so that's good. Um, are you still with the same Thai woman? And how old is she? Just curious. Whew. By the way, well, I've had this microphone for a couple of streams. She's 38. Okay. Well, like I said in I don't know, the one of the Vietnamese videos, and like I say on the in the stream sometimes, she's 38, you're 73. Um, I don't know that she's looking at you going, well, you're 73 and you're so handsome. Oh my God, I love him. She may love you for you. I don't know. It's not up for me to judge that. I don't know. I have no idea about your relationship, but generally that's a bit far apart. But as long as you're still together and it doesn't really bother you and you got your act together, then everything's up to you. That's the thing. When you come here, you are in control of your own destiny. You're the one who opens up the wallet. You're the one who decides where your money goes. You're the one who decides where you go, what you do. You are the one who makes all your choices. So if you're going out into the bars every night and you're partying and you're blowing all your money and you're spending 10,000, 20,000 baht a night or more, that's your choice. You can do it. I don't know what else to say. The next one, Thai women allow their husbands to fool around. Now, I've known, a handful of guys over my 30 years here. I've known a handful of guys who have been married to Thai women. And some of them swear, oh, she doesn't care if I mess around. Most of them do not tell them, oh, I'm messing around on them. I'm messing around on you. Yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, if you were the kind who lived in a bar, that's where you spent most of your time, and you're in your 70s, and it was some woman who's 38, I would say she's probably a bar girl. I don't know, if your girl is or not, but I would say in most cases, if you're in the bar all the time, that's what you're going to meet somebody who's in the bar. But for the most part, Thai women do not like it, and some of them do not allow it. My wife being one of them. And in the beginning, I used to think, oh, well, this is normal. You got a bunch of different women, you just keep it hush hush. Hey, you get you get what you get, right? But that's not the way it is. Very few really say, have at it, go at it, do your thing, do whatever you want with other women. Now, some women, and most of the time, they are from Isan because they are the ones who need the money most of the time. Some Southerners, they need money. Some from Chiang Mai. Everybody needs money, right? But I'm talking about they're with you, and it's because you're providing a better life for them. You've got money, and you are giving them the way to go up the elevator. They may say, you know what? I'm his first wife. If he don't have other wives, if he doesn't have other women who he gives his emotions to, that's okay. If he's just busting a nut, they're okay with it. Some of them are, not many. Okay. Um, and the women may tolerate it. uh, but they don't accept it, and they don't want you to be rubbing it in their face. Um, Basically, they have to be discreet, and that's the thing. Are you discreet? Are you going to rub it in her face? Because if you're going to rub it in her face, that's not going to work. And some women, I'm talking about, with guys who've got money and they just know this guy cannot stop. He just goes with all kinds of women. Well, if she's getting the majority of your time and she's got your kids, she may look the other way. But that doesn't mean she thinks it's okay. All right. She might just be doing it because she's getting the money, because you've got kids together. She doesn't want to break up the family. Okay. Okay, let's see here. What's another one here? Let me just get this right here. Oh, well, I like that one. Let me see here. Uh, okay. Um, the Thai women working in the sex industry. Some people believe that the family sold them into the sex industry and they're kind of like indentured servants. Like they have to be there. And if they are in this business, they're in the business because people sold them into that business, whether it's their family or whoever it might be. I've heard just about everything. Oh, I went to Patia because I thought I was going to get a job at uh, uh, a laundromat. Then I get there and they tell me, no, 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 here, you're going into this place and it's a bar. And I was like, what do I got to do here? And then, there's a mama son there who's got to tell me, well, you got to do whatever, right? With the man. And they're like, no, no, no. Then they realize, oh, Milk over there made last month she made 50,000 baht. Wow, how'd you do that? And then she's in. It might not be that easy, but you hear about these things, and this is something that a lot of NGOs and the media likes to spread, where it's like, oh, she's such a poor downtrodden woman, and in most cases, it doesn't really happen like that. Some of them, they got friends. I mean, there are whole villages where everybody knows what the deal is. The parents even know. Um, I have really, the only people that I can say might be sold into something are the foreign women, like Burmese, Cambodians. And this is on the border, right? But for the most case, it's like, you want to come work here, work here. Now, if they get money for the family, then they have to pay it back. And usually the interest is not favorable. It's not like, oh, well, you're going to pay 2% per year. No, it's usually at least 10% a month. So if you borrow 50,000 baht, you've got to pay 5,000 baht in interest every single month, which makes it hard to pay it off. Um, so of course there are some women that have been sold into the industry, but most, it's not that type of deal. And what you'll find is a lot of the places where they are meant for Thai men. And the majority of people in this industry are for Thai men. Foreigners are the minority. They're the ones who get into things with women. They're tourists. They go home. Then you get the next batch. But with Thais, they may live in an area and they go to the same place over and over and over and over and over again. So it's more of an, if these kind of things happen, it's generally in a place where you're going to have Thai men, not necessarily foreign men. Now, sometimes they get girls who are underage, they got fake IDs, and the people who run the place, like in Nana or Pet Pong or Soy Cowboy or wherever, they just go, yeah, yeah, that, yeah, you show me the ID, that's great. And they just hope they don't get busted. Then if they do get busted, they got to pay money to the cops, right? Um, in the old days, it used to be that there used to be people that went around to the village and went to the families and said, listen, if you need money, yeah, we'll bring your girl down to Pattaya or to Bangkok or wherever, and she's got to work. What kind of work? Well, she's in, they may be upfront and tell them it's the sex industry, or they may say something, like, well, they're going to work with men. But very few of the people who you find in these bars have been brought in and they're basically slaves they can't leave. Now, I will tell you this. I used to go into a place in Myanmar and just get a massage. No hanky panky, nothing. I'd go in and get a massage. And what I was told is if the girls go out, they have to go with they have to get it approved ahead of time, and they have to go out with somebody who is a higher up in the company. They cannot just leave and split and go because they are the ones who get money. They might get $10,000 and they've got to pay that money off. And you think about it, you're paying $10,000, you got to pay $1,000. So you're paying $1,000 for interest if it's the same kind of deal, which often it is. You're paying interest just to get back to even. You've got to make that money. Then anything over that goes to the man. So you might be working for 5, 10 years until you pay it off. Then you go home, you're worn out, you know. But I'd say the majority are not brought there against their will or anything like that. They go of their own free will. They know what they're doing. Some of them, they are honest with their families. Some of them lie to their families. Oh, I'm working at this good business. We do import export or something like that. Okay, a foreign man marrying a Thai woman. Oh, wait a minute. Before I get started, get further into this, do me a favor. Leave me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Uh, yeah, look down below in the description if you're on a TV or whatever it is. Just understand that you can give a. I do have the goal today. I changed my goal. Usually it's 5 super chats at 200 baht each. That's usually my goal. Today the goal is um, one super chat for 400 baht. Can I get one super chat for 400 baht, which is like $12? Can I get that? If I get that, boom, I meet my goal. And then you can ask me to make a uh, video or stream of your own choosing, a talking head video or a stream about whatever subject it is. So there you go, right? So that's the goal for the day. If you look down below in the oh man, it's hot in here. You look down below uh, the video window. You can find that you can do the super chats, you can do the super thanks, you can do the Patreon, you can buy me a coffee, you can do the Cash App, which I really like. And then there's things like Amazon. You can get my books through Amazon. You can get stuff through Amazon. You can get what was the other thing? I can't even remember. There's too many. I wish there was just one. Wise. Use Wise to make your transfers. Most of the time, Wise is incredible. I say that, and I don't make any money from them. But most of the time, they're fantastic. You get your transfer in seconds, and it's like you pay like 1%. And it really amounts to very little. It's less than if you go to the ATM and you pull money out. First of all, you get a lousy rate, whereas with Wise you get a great rate. And with Wise you pay a fee, but the fee is like 1%. 0.5%. Depends on how much you're transferring. And most of the time, you get it in a matter of seconds, sometimes in minutes. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but in that case, that's when I just go, all right, if I need the money, then I just go to the ATM and pull the money out, right? And if you have a card, like what is it, Citibank, or you have Truist or something like that, they don't charge fees. And whatever Thailand charges, which I think is 220 baht now, I think in some cases it's 240 baht that they charge. If you have a particular bank in the United States, they may refund those charges. That's what my bank does. They refund me the money. I don't have to pay a damn thing. So I get a little bit, the rate is a little bit different. One of my friends told me yesterday that it took him 7 days to get something from Wise. He doesn't really, he's okay with, he has money. He doesn't, he makes the transfer just out of, normalcy, but he's got enough money to where he doesn't have to worry about it. So he just doesn't matter if it takes 7 days. Sometimes it takes a day. Sometimes it takes seconds. Most of the time it takes seconds, at least in my case. So anyway, that's about everything I need to say about that. Now, let me just get into this next subject here. A foreign man marrying a Thai woman must pay sin sod and support her family forever. That's just a bunch of bullshit. Okay. Uh, Sometimes you need to pay it, sometimes you don't. That's the bottom line. It depends on the woman. Um, and in most cases, if it's not a ripoff, you may get some of the money back. You may not. You may get a piece of land. You may get a car. You may get nothing. It's just whatever is negotiated. Um, it says here 1/3 of the guys I know married a Thai woman and paid a dowry. That sounds about right. The rest didn't. I know a lot of guys that they didn't pay a thing. In most cases, the guys disagreed with the concept. Well, listen, I don't particularly agree with it, but it is their culture. And you could say, well, what about my culture? Yeah, what about my culture? You know, you going to pay for the wedding? Your father going to pay for the wedding? I mean, you could say it like that. You can twist it however you want. You can spin it. You can do whatever you want. Um, it's not meant to be a ripoff. In the reality of it is, it's not supposed to be a ripoff. Um, let's see, middle class or well-to-do understand the practice and accept it. In case of rural families, it seems to be about as popular, suggesting that the family buffalo's throat be slit and he be barbecued up for dinner. Well, I don't know about that, because I know some rather poor girls who were asking all kinds of money, not from me, because I can tell you what I would say. And the thing is that if they're going to be asking for sinsod, they should be pure. I mean, for an exorbitant sum, and I don't mean exorbitant like 10 million baht or something like that. I'm talking about if they want to get the max that they should get as a woman in their whatever standing they might be. They shouldn't have kids. They should have never been married before, and in fact, they should be a virgin. Cat's giving my wife a hard time. Yesterday the cat is just torturing her. She's standing there doing something, and the cat just kept biting at her heels and just playing. He wanted attention. He wanted to play. So he just keeps doing this. And she's like, stop it, stop it, stop it. So then she hugs him for a little bit. And then she's like, do you want to go out? Okay. Well, she lets him out. He comes back in. He starts doing it again. She's like, son of a bitch. So we have this little crate. She goes, that's it. You're going in the cage. You're going in the crate. She puts him in the crate. Like 2 hours later, she goes, Sid, we looked for Sid outside. He's not outside. And I go, well, don't worry, he'll come back. He scratches at the door, you let him in. He'll come back, don't worry. I even went out and looked for him a little bit, because I was like, I can't imagine something happens to him and she's going to go nuts. So then after like, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, she goes, I forgot. I put him in the crate. He was sitting there right in front of her. She didn't even know it. So she took him out. I'm so sorry. Anyway, responsibility of supporting ties generally falls on the children. That's how it is here most of the time. In the case where there's only one child and a Westerner is married to that child, he may be expected to contribute. Now, it's just a matter of what you can negotiate, what your woman wants, what her family wants. If her family is decent, if they're not decent, just because they want money does not mean they're not decent. So you should remember that. I mean, but it's got to be. I mean, if you meet some girl, she doesn't have an education. She's working. She's a waitress at some restaurant. She's making 10,000 baht a month, 12,000 baht a month. She's not going to get 500,000 baht. That's not what it works out to. So you have to. I hate to say it, but you have to think about where do they stand in society, and if they stand at the upper echelon of society, like they're married to a politician or to some huge, there are a huge star or something like that. I mean, I think Tata Young, how much did she get? Tata Young is a singer here. She's old now, but she was around when I first got here. She's 43, so she's not that old, but she got, how much did she get? Oh, well, she's been around since she was 11, but she got some money for getting, it doesn't say here what. It doesn't even say here on here. Let me see some. Uh, I thought she got like $2 million or something. Won't tell me here. I thought she got something like 2 million bucks from the guy who he's the son of somebody who works for the owner of Fairtex, which is the gear and apparel um, store based here in Thailand. Let me see something here. Uh, let's see. A regular Sinsod's 100,000 baht to 1 million baht. It doesn't even tell me. All right. I think it was like $2 million. I think that's what she got. 2 million bucks. That's tradition, I guess, and they didn't really care. Thank you there, Mr. Random Commenter. How important is the 5 pillars of Thai Buddhism? Married to a Thai woman, abstain from taking life, stealing, lustful or adultery, lying, taking intoxicants. That's a good one. I'll have to do that. I will do that. That's yeah, that is something. In fact, I've been thinking about the religion and how it relates to some ties, because like my wife, she'll go to the temple. She's religious. She believes in Buddhism, and she's um, I wouldn't call her a staunch Buddhist, but she is Buddhist, right? Same with my kids. I wouldn't think that you would ever call them, oh, good morning, everybody. I wouldn't think that nobody would consider my family staunch Buddhists. How come that didn't work? How come that didn't come up in the goal? What's the deal? I don't know why. Oh, wait a minute. That's not 400 baht. That's why. I didn't know that. Well, don't worry. I'll do this one anyway. Oh, God. There you go. All right. I think it's important. Jim, how you doing? I think it's important because, you know, if if you have a woman who is extremely religious and you're not, I mean, I knew a guy once, and he would ask me all kinds of questions, and uh, he was a nice guy, and he was married to a Thai in the United States. And then he said, he had like a heart attack or something, and he was really he was hurting. He didn't have the strength to do it. He couldn't go back to work or anything. At least I don't know. It might have been like a year before he could go back to work. He was in bad shape. And so, he's like, well, now my wife, she always goes to the temple. She's always gone. She's so religious. And he's like, and she doesn't even want to have sex. And I was like, well, that's not a good thing. She says, Buddha this, Buddha that. And I was like, when they start getting into the religious thing, it's very difficult to dissuade them from feeling the way they do. And that's something you got to really watch out for. Now, I don't think my wife is like that or would ever be like that. I think she's pretty grounded. If you're looking to start an expat life in Southeast Asia, when you consider Da Nang a bigger bang for the buck than Bangkok? I know we are kind of comparing apple to orange, but we're not on that subject right now. But I'll get into that in a few minutes. Um, yeah, let's get back to this here. Anyway, so the sense audit's kind of like, do you want to, do you not want to, and does your view of your responsibility to your wife, how does your view line up with hers? All right. Then there's you pay for it with Thai women one way or the other. And that's really bullshit. And I'll say that right now, because listen, we go out to dinner sometimes. My wife's like, all right, I'm gonna pay. Oh, no, let me pay with the credit card. I'm gonna get the points. Okay, you know, fine. And that this is basically saying that all women are like prostitutes. And I know there's some guys who go, oh yeah, they all are. No, they're not. Maybe your mother was, maybe she wasn't, but the fact of the matter is they're not all prostitutes. And just because a guy's with a woman who he's paying for it doesn't mean that all women are paid, right? You don't always pay for it. Sometimes they pay for it. And I've been young and fairly successful, and I had my fair share. And there were times I didn't pay, and there were times when I did. You know, um, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to say anything other than this. It's you do not have to pay for it in Thailand. And if you believe this, hey, how are you, Cyrus? I'm doing well. If you believe that you have to pay for it every single time and that she's only going to go out with you if you pay for it, well, you might want to set some ground rules. Hey, I don't have to. I understand I'm going to pay for it sometimes, but that doesn't mean I got to pay for it all the time, honey. You can, if you got money, and that's the thing. Are you with a woman who has money? Or are you with a woman who has nothing? You need to think about that. What is it that you want? It's very important that you think about this and get this straight beforehand. So, Jim, what are you up to if you're still here? I didn't have to pay Sinsud, neither did I. I paid for her double major from private uni in Singapore when we lived there. Okay. My buddy's wife became obsessed with a very high profile monk. He got to the point where she would go to his wat during all holidays and never want to travel with her husband, now ex wife. There you go. And that does happen. And I don't know what happens where these women they come off on it. And I see them on Facebook sometimes, and I see, um, you know, this is how it is. But what are you going to do? I mean, if they're going to do that, they're going to do it. It is just like your 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 woman. If she's going to cheat, she's going to cheat. If she's not going to cheat, she's not going to cheat. I can't believe that we are still talking about this subject. First of all, we're not talking about the same subject as we were before. Um, Women are basically the same all over the world. Yes, they are and there are some differences. And yes, there are good and bad. But we're talking about uh, some of the thoughts that foreigners have about Thai women. So I'm sorry if I'm not talking about your subject, at least at this point. but allow me to say what I want to say. And if you want to be here, that's great. That's what I'm going to say to you. Okay, the other one that the other myth that people believe in is that all Thai women are available for the price, and that's not true. Uh, a Thai actress turned down 500,000 baht to sleep with a politician. Jesus Christ. The line between prostitution and financial support is a little hazy here in Thailand. Relationship roles are more traditional than in the West. Um and there generally is a little bit greater expectation that the man will support the woman. However, the woman needs to be able to chime in. Some women may just see it as money for sex. Well, that doesn't mean that every woman has their price. They may or they may not, but I can tell you that there are a lot of them that probably have more money than you and that would laugh in your face, even if you promise them a good thumping. And then, of course, there are Mianois, uh, there are gigs, there's gucks, there's all these kind of things, which makes it's a very shady thing. But not everybody is going to go into those things. They don't want to be a gig or a guck. I know women. They said to me, "Listen, I want a family. This is what I want. So why would I be with somebody that already has a family, already has a wife, already has a girlfriend? Why do I want to do that? I don't." So, you know, prostitution is like less than 1%. And the number of girls that make up Mia Noise is very small. I can tell you that if you go to like a G club, which I think some of you guys probably have never been in G clubs, um, and if you go into them, you start to see about how things work. Uh, most Thai women, they wouldn't even dream of going in to a go-go bar and to be involved in the nightlife industry. They'd be like, "Oh my god, no, thank you." That doesn't usually happen. Um, or to go to bed with a guy because I'm going to get some money. The average girl is not going to give in. Go, "Oh yeah, you're going to give me 2,000 baht." Oh wow. They're like, "No." Um, so you got to look at it and kind of look. You have to really read between the lines here, because some people go, "Oh yeah, they're all available for money." No, they're not. It's just the bottom line. They're not. I can tell you. And when I first came here, I look better than I do now. And I know, there were some times that I actually thought, "Oh well, this one will go with me," and she'd be like, "No, thank you, I don't want to." And I'd be like, "Okay." Yes, they do, but not as many as me and Hoy's. Not anywhere near as many. And I can tell you, if my wife had a Puanoi, I would divorce her if I found out about it. It's just not okay. Not looking to get married, just looking for a golf partner. Oh, God. Well, Jono is a big golfer, so if you want a guy that's a golf partner, maybe I could hook you guys up. Something else that some men believe about Thai women, is that they don't have the same employment opportunities as men. What I would say is ladyboys don't have the same opportunities as men and women. I will say that. It used to be true that men had more opportunities than women here, but nowadays that is shrinking, and Thai women and female graduates greatly outnumbered male graduates from Thai universities, and thus they are given better jobs. They not given, but they apply for and get more jobs that are higher paying than men. Um, Many foreign business owners in Thailand report that Thai females are often better workers and generally more reliable than Thai men. And let's not forget, this is a country where it is not illegal to discriminate when hiring is based on sex or age. Um, yeah, they do that all the time. "Oh, you're too old. You're too black. You're too dark." Um, anyway, Thai women have more opportunities now for employment and are often better skilled and more reliable than Thai men. And, that's about how it is. I mean, you just got to look at it and go, well, this is the way things are. And it's the truth. And I'm sorry if some people don't believe it, but, that's up to them. What is a duck? A guk, a gig and a guk. That stereotype of Thai woman is prevalent in many YouTube pages and websites. This is why many people have this perception. Well, and I think most of them don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I mean, and I've said this earlier, and I think there are guys out there that have been here for 6 months or a year, and they know what the score is. But I think there are some out there that they're just like, yeah, I know everything about Thailand. I'll tell you about it, and they don't know shit. And I think it was who used to say, hang on a second. Roger Mayweather. He was the one. I thought that was who it was. He used to say most people don't know shit about boxing. Well, most people don't know shit about Thailand. Truly, they don't know. I always say it's like an onion. I've said this I don't know how many times. Knowledge about Thailand is like peeling an onion. You peel one layer and you go, "Oh, yes, I'm getting more information now. I think I'm starting to understand this." You peel another layer. "Oh, yeah, wow." And then another layer. And another layer and another layer and another layer. And you just keep getting more and more information. And you know what? There's more than one onion. So then, what happens is you just keep getting more and more information. And you absorb it. There are some things I absorb it and then I forget it. And somebody reminds me, oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's what happens to me all the time. I remember stuff, I forget stuff. You know, it's just you have to. That's just the way it is. Wanted to apply to work over here in one of the big name hotels. My strength was an executive housekeeper in U.S. While perusing job applicants, I found that they only hire women for that one. Well, I don't know how many male housekeepers you've ever seen here. I'll tell you what one of my pet peeves is. I go into the bathroom, and every goddamn time I go into the bathroom, there are women in the bathroom. I went in the other day. They're standing there. They're on their phones. They're not doing anything. They're not cleaning. They're not talking to each other. They're looking at their phones, tapping on their phone next to the male pisser. And I'm like, usually when I go to the bathroom, I'm not shy. I don't care about any of that. I just want some privacy. Let me go. That's why most of the even if I'm taking a piss, I go into the booth, to the stall, because I want some privacy. Close the door behind me. There's nobody in here. Then I go out and there's this chick. Hello. And I'm like, oh God. It just irritates me. But they don't care about your junk. They don't care about any of that stuff. They're just oblivious to it. But that's something that bugs me. As far as your what is a guck? It's kind of like a a sex buddy. We'll say it that way. That's the very basic description of it. All right, so let me go on here. I know my Thai girlfriend or wife. It can be anything, Jim. It could be male or female. Doesn't matter. It is what it is. She loves me because she told me so. Oh my God. If that's what you believe, you are juvenile. Sometimes the Thai couples, they never say, "Oh, I love you." It's not really in Thailand. Actions speak louder than words, and Thai couples place little importance on saying those words. I mean, my wife says it because she knows that I say it, but it's not like all the time. Oh, baby, I love you. Oh, honey. Oh, I love you so much. Oh, baby. Oh, God, just does my head in. You know, bar girls may tell their customers she loves them, and internet girls have been known to tell guys they have never meant that they love them, all of which is complete nonsense. She says, Chan Rakun. She's taking the piss. Yeah, this is the thing. You meet some girl, and in 2 days she's telling you, "Oh, I think, I think I love you." She's full of shit, and I've had that happen to me. Really, I can't even count how many times some chick has told me that, and I'm like, "No, you don't, you don't, honey, you don't. Believe me, you don't." You know, and you know what they say is, when you know, you know. You don't have to ask. You know, there's that bond, and you don't have to say it. You say it because you want to say it. You say it because you feel like you should say it. But most of the time, you already know it. As my wife has said, would I be married to you for a long time if I wasn't, if I didn't? And I think, no, she wouldn't be. She'd be wasting her time. She could have got some other guy by now, you know. Generally not married for 25, 30 years when you don't love the person. I mean, if you do, you're staying together for the wrong reasons. Something else that men think is that all Thai women are submissive and traditional. They're very passive and deferential, which is just the biggest crock of shit. Because Thai women are educated, they're very independent, they're career focused, they have strong opinions, and they want to be somewhat equal in relationships. uh so this comes from a lack of understanding of the culture, and the whole east versus west gender norms. People just don't understand it. Went to the beer house that we are associated with for Halloween. My wife and her son entered me into the beer drinking contest. I liked my odds, matched up against a couple of hotties and a guy. Yeah, I didn't go anywhere for Halloween because here in Thailand, most of the time Halloween is for foreigners. And I don't really give two shits about Halloween. I just don't. It's just, I'm not a little kid anymore. I understand you're out, where you are, Jim. And it's like, all right, well, we're going to go to the beer house, and oh, they've got everything made up. And it's like, I mean, even listen, you go into the mall, some of the girls are dressed up. They got, little masks on, or they're painted, their faces painted. And you go into the grocery store, and all the cashiers are wearing something to where they've got to, you know, they got to show you that they're involved in. God, man, I'm sweating up a storm now. But I just don't get it. I mean, nobody goes trick or treating here. I don't think I've ever seen trick or treaters in Thailand, except for people who are like foreigners who maybe they go in areas, and that area is specifically just for people who want to get candy. But I've never seen, like, Thais going out, walking around with their parents and trick or treat, you know. And Alex was like, no, they don't do that here in Thailand. Then they announced that the beer must be drunk through a straw. The hotties kicked my ass. I think that drinking through a straw gave them a tremendous advantage. Well, I don't know, but that's it. Their ability to suck the chrome off of a trailer hitch probably didn't give them a huge advantage. Um, you know, Listen, one of the things that I'm going to do is, I don't know, this video, the next video, whatever I put up, I'm probably going to put it up today or tomorrow. I got of Alex well, I did have some beer drinking contest. I may put like a little clip of it. Um, they did have beer drinking contests, and it was for like some French fries or something. But they also have where people have to hold a half keg above their head and just hold it up, or put it on their head, or hold it, however they're going to hold it. They had to do that, and Alex was in it, so it's kind of interesting. But let's see here. Oh yeah, of course. I already talked about this, but listen, Thai women are not only interested in foreign men. I guarantee you, if you put some good-looking guys together, um, you'd be surprised at who the women choose. They might choose the black guy. They might choose an Indian guy. They might choose a Chinese guy, or a Japanese guy, or a Korean guy over you. They might. Something else here, and this is one that I used to believe. All Thai women want to leave Thailand. They think that, it's, and you think about it. She only wants you for the green card. Say what? Listen, most times, if they go to another country, it's because they're just like, I mean, my wife would like to go to a bunch of different countries, you know, and it's because if she were to do so, it would expand her horizons. It's not because, oh, I'm going to make so much money and it's going to be so great there. She already knows, you know, it's quite a bit different. And I am looking and have been looking at other places to stay so that maybe in the future, the near future, I don't know, if we decide we can go to a place for 3 months or 6 months and live there part time and live in Thailand part time, maybe. But it ain't the United States. I can tell you that. And it ain't some place like Costa Rica or the Dominican Republic or anything like that. All Thai women do not want to live abroad. They like to stay close to their family and to their culture. You know, those who goes overseas eventually come back. Not so with PI. I don't know, but they come back. I mean, some do, yeah, but not all. I guess it depends on how their situation is in the United States. Some their situation may change, like they were married, they get divorced, like the guy in Cosamet. Um, he was married, he had kids, he lived there for like 20 something years, and then they got divorced, things weren't the same, and he came back here, and he made his money in the United States. He comes back here, he lives a good life. You know, um, what else here? Okay, let's see here. Thai women are all interested in marriage and family life. That's not always true. Some foreigners assume that Thai women are universally looking to settle down quickly and have children. Like women globally, Thai women have a variety of interests and life goals. Many seek fulfilling careers, travel, and personal growth and may not be focused on marriage or starting a family at all. That happens sometimes, but I would say for the most part, most of them at some point want to get married, but they may be like, I'm only 25. I don't want to get married yet. They may want to get married at 30 or 35, and maybe they're like, I'm not sure about the guy, you know. Um, and Thai women are not all trophy wives. Some foreigners think if you get yourself a Thai girl, oh, she's your trophy wife. Come on, man. A trophy wife, that only lasts for a short period of time unless you're really rich and you just keep changing women. You're like Leonardo. When she hits 25, boom, you trade her in for a new edition. And then it's about, the other thing is that Thai women only want older men. And that's just the biggest crock of shit. You know, they may want slightly older because they know that men are not as mature. An older man, it takes a man longer to mature than it does for most women. Now, that's not necessarily in Thailand because I didn't really find that the case here. But then I was older than my wife. When I met her, of course, I was, 14 years older. So it's a little bit different. But I found that it took really until we had kids that she hit the ceiling where she just matured and boom, she's a full blown woman. Uh, made good money in the U.S. She also got enough Social Security because that's good supplemental income before coming back. That's good. It's very good. Excellent. So that kind of sums it up there. Um, there are just a bunch of things if you think about it. They're basically untruths. They're not truth. They're not the truth. They're not what you think is not always the way that things are. That's exactly how to put it. Sometimes things are different, you know? And most of the time, the way you perceive things and the way they really are, especially when it comes to Thailand, um, it's going to be different. But what I would say is, as you get a little bit older and as you have put some time in here, that gap starts to narrow. You start to know a little bit more about what the reality of things is, and what the reality is. What the main thing that I see is, first of all, it's getting really hot in here. Open the door up. Sid, what are you doing? He's sitting right next to me. What'd you do? Make Nicholas some breakfast? He didn't make it himself? I was amazed at the ignorance that I was faced when I said I was married to a Thai and had planned on living here. Yeah, but what does it matter? Really, what does it really matter? It doesn't really matter. You know, you shrug it off. That's what she taught me, because I used to be like, what are they looking at? Why are they gonna look at me like that? She's like, what do you care? That if you are involved with a Thai, what? The Dominican Republic. I wouldn't live there if you paid me. Honestly, I would not live there if you paid me. Costa Rica, I wouldn't live there. Belize, I'd visit there. I wouldn't live there. But what I was saying is that there's a huge difference between you coming here to visit and then coming here to live. It's a different dynamic, man. It's much different. And when you come here first, you don't really know much. You know, it takes you a while to pick up on things. Maybe you pick it up really quick. Maybe you got a good team around you. Maybe you're in a business and they're helping you out and teaching you things and you learn really quickly. Maybe that's how it happens. But what happens is you see things in one way when you come here, right? You maybe see it like this. And then when reality comes, reality and your perception meet at some point. For some people, most people, I would say they're smart enough that they learn and the two shall meet. Some people, they never get it. They just never get it. And, that's a shame. But those people are the ones who are basically, they're sitting on the bar stool and maybe they know a lot, but I think a lot of them, they don't know much. They're sitting on the bar stool every, morning at, 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, they go into the bar and they're sitting there. Like, give me a beer. Let me have the English breakfast. And every single day, that's what they do. Many assume that if you are involved with a Thai, I think it's supposed to be wife, but I don't know what it's going to say there. It didn't come through. So that's about it. Now, as far as what was that one guy saying? The Darth son. Would you consider Da Nang a bigger bang for the buck than Bangkok? No, I would not. I would not consider Da Nang a better or a bigger bang for the buck. And there's a number of reasons why. Uh, while Da Nang may be a little bit cheaper, um, Bangkok is a bit more westernized, and it's not that much more expensive. Uh, you got in Bangkok, you got great transportation systems. You can get just about anything, go just about anywhere, any kind of food you want. And I'm not saying you can't get that in Da Nang, but it's going to be a little harder to find. Da Nang's a little cooler. Bangkok's a little hotter. The nightlife in Bangkok, I'm sorry, it blows away the nightlife in Da Nang. And Da Nang has some nice coastal areas and they have some UNESCO sites like nearby Hoi An and Hue. I've been to both of them, and they're nice. I would say they are nice. But Bangkok, you can go anywhere from here in Thailand or outside of Thailand. You can go anywhere, and it's a lot easier to get around um, than say from Da Nang. I mean, Da Nang does have an international airport, but still in Bangkok, I mean, you can go to anywhere from here. Um, Now, Da Nang has a smaller, close knit expat community. The environment is more laid back with community events and meetups. And Bangkok it's larger, has a larger, more diverse population, And if you want a really quiet lifestyle and you want to be right on the beach and more affordable cost, Da Nang might be good for you. But if you want to live in a city where you can get just about anything and everything, then Bangkok is probably better. Um, Let me see something here. I want to see the populations. Um, yeah, Bangkok has a population of about 10 million, and Da Nang has 1.2 million. The uh, the area that the cities cover is fairly close. Bangkok is 1,568 square kilometers, and Da Nang is 1,285. And Bangkok is a hub. There's a lot of infrastructure. There's high rises. There's uh, the city life where Da Nang is growing, and it has a smaller city feel, less congestion. And they're both very nice, but like I would say, if you want a place to live, I don't know. It depends on what you want. If you want somewhere quiet, go to Da Nang. But they if you think you're going to live in Da Nang and not going to have any problems, it's going to be great for you. Okay, but so what are you going to do? You're going to use an agent in Vietnam, and you're going to have to stay there, and you never have any really solid commitment from the government. You don't have a retirement visa. You can stay there on a tourist visa and get the agents to process everything, and more than likely you'll be fine. Once the COVID hit, the people weren't fine who were living there and who were trying to get back in. You want a little more stability, I would say Bangkok provides that. And if you just want more. You want to be able to go out and party. You want to be able to go and get things that maybe you can't get in Da Nang. And Da Nang's it's a pretty good city. I mean, I really like it, but um, I only spent 8 days there, so that's like I say, visiting is much different than living, and I'm sure that's how it is in Vietnam too, and in Da Nang. So anyway, that's about that. Let's see here. Ping pong shows. Those Farang who live on the bar stool or in the big seafood cart only interact with other miserable frags and don't assimilate. I know many Farangs here who exist like that. Yeah, see, I don't surround myself with people like that. I don't want to be around them. I have no desire to be around them. They don't uplift my life. You know, not that I uplift everybody. Oh my God. But I can tell you I don't bring them down. Like I'm gonna go sit at the bar and hey, what's going on today? Same thing that's going on yesterday. You know. And yeah, I don't go to ping pong shows. I mean, I've been to them. I don't want to go to them again. Big deal. Dart shows. You know, what's the little ribbons and that kind of stuff. I mean, kind of nasty if you think about it. Anyway, so that's about it. I live on Soye. Benchikit Park is incredible. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that area. I know about that area. Um, I don't know that I would want to live near Sukhumvit, just because. I mean, I have. My wife got me out of there. But once you spread out and you see some other places, I mean, it's different. You don't want to live in the midst of everything and all this action going on and all this noise and everything. I mean, it's like I go walk across the street to go buy something to drink or something to eat. And it's like there's almost no noise. Now you get out, you go to Lot Prow Road, and then it's like, holy shit, there's so much noise and so much action. And I was talking to Jono yesterday, and I was talking about how you go to the mall, and usually I go and it's early in the morning. It's 8:15. I'm done by 10:30. I go to the grocery, get a couple of things. I'm out of there by 12 o'clock. Sometimes I just sit there and hang out and listen to music or whatever, right? People I met from home just come for vacation. Yeah, it's very different from living here. But I try to get out of there like by 12 o'clock, because anytime after really about 11:30, and that place is just a madhouse. I mean, if you don't like to be around a lot of people, and I can do it, but sometimes I'm just like, oh, it's doing my head in. I want something quiet. So you got to think about that if you're living here. And again, yes, very different. Visiting is very different from. I went to the Banbu community. It was quiet on the street. That doesn't surprise me, which is okay. When I went there, I don't remember. I'm trying to. I'm blanking out, but I don't remember what it was like. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Never mind. I've been there a couple of times. I remember, but I haven't. I don't want to go there again for me, because we've been there like, I think I went twice. I went once with, how many times you go to Boobo? The village with that makes the pots. She only went one time. We went with my mother, and I think we went with 2/4 Korean. Went with my kids, my sister's kids. All of us went there. Then I went another time, and I went another time after that. I've been there 3 times. And I mean, I see the same people. They're doing the same thing, and it's kind of like, after a while, I go, all right, I don't need to go there anymore. But it's interesting. You go there once or twice. It's an interesting place. I went a different way than you videoed. Yeah, I mean, it's not very big, you know. What is this? All the Watts here are celebrating a big Buddha day. There is music throughout the city. Let me see something here. What is it now? It's November. I don't see any holidays here in Thailand. Let me see. No. Oh, Halloween. No, that's no. Well, October, December. Yeah, there's no holidays in December. It's Banbat. I knew that. I was trying to think about what Banbat. Yeah, Monk Village. Might be a local thing. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. I mean, that's the good thing about living somewhere like you live. They got their own things going on, you know. Just like our little village has things going on sometimes. I mean, I don't take part in most of them, but you can have some fun once in a while. And I mean, listen, sometimes the landlord, sometimes somebody that lives across the street from us or down from us or something like that will bring us like a big bowl of fruit and stuff like that. It's just to be nice, you know. Here you go. Oh, no, 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 no. Banbu is the other one. That's right. That's the one I went by the railway station. That's right. Yeah. That's the one where I walked in. Yeah, yeah. I remember how I got there now. That's right by Tonbury, by the train that goes to Kanchanaburi. Yeah. Right, 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 right. That train goes to Kanchanaburi. It goes out that way. Sanklaburi. You can go to Sanklaburi and all these other places, but usually, I mean, I take a bus. a minivan. At least from when you get to Kanchanaburi, then you get onto a minibus and keep going or whatever. That's what I've done in the past. But yeah, I remember it now. But I've been there once. That was it. I went that one time, and that was it. And I mean, it's all right. It's kind of cool. I remember when I went in and I go in and the guy's got the fire and he's like doing everything, and it's just like one little place. Really, there's only one little place left, and that's it. Sangchaja Sang Sangsaja factory. Let me see here. Yeah. I don't know if you guys remember, but I went in and I talked to the lady there. There was a lady and she started telling me about everything there. I thought when I looked at Banbu, I go Banbu, and I remembered it, and I know I've been there. And I looked at it and I go, oh, it's the place with the bowls, that they and I think there's a couple other things they make there, but and I was like, oh yeah, yeah, I remember that. And I was thinking of the Monk Bowl Village. That's why I thought, oh, it's Banbat. But Banbu and Banbat are very different. Banbat is out by Chinatown. Banbu is by the by Tanburi and the Wat Suwanaram. What Suwanaram? Oh, I went there from Bangkunon MRT, quite close. Yeah, Bangkunon. What did I used to do out there by Bangkunon all the time? I forget what it was. I used to do something there. I used to go there all the time. I can't remember what it was. I mean, that's what I mean. I forget sometimes some of the things that I've done. Um, and this is one of them. If somehow something could jog my memory, but I've been out there and I'm trying to think of exactly what it was that I used to do there. I don't remember. I don't know if I went and took photos out in that area all the time or what it was, but I used to do something there. Anyway, I mean, it's good you went there. No, I don't think it was Muay Thai because I know all the places I did Muay Thai. I mean, I did some like off of Ramen 9. I did some in town. I did some. There's a lot of places I did. Chiang Mai. Um, you know, what is this? What is this here? It might be Muay Thai. No, it wasn't Muay Thai. There used to be Muay Thai in Klang Tui. In Klang Tui, there used to be some Muay Thai there, but it's not there. I mean, the gym is still there, but the guy who teaches and everything there, it's all gone. And I mean, it was there probably five years ago, something like that. But now it's died out. No more, you know. So what are you gonna do? The road to hell is paved with convenience. Well, that's a good title. I'll have to look at that. Anyway, so these are the things that some guys think about, and erroneously so, about Thai women. Um, and it's easy to make these judgments, to make these calls um, when you're new. You know that's easy. But as you get a little more experience and you've been here for a while, if you continue to be the same way, what happens is you come here in Thailand. Thailand changes you, and you change because you're in Thailand. You're in a different location. So the environment changes you, and you change in the environment, not necessarily basically because of the culture. It's you just change. You're less like you were in another place because you have to kind of morph into what you're going to be here. I mean, I'm still an American. I'll always be an American and always, have some of the attributes that Americans have. But I know in some ways, you know, I'm also like some ties, you know. So anyway, I think that that's about it. I think we're just about done here. I don't know if there's anything we need to talk about here in the last minutes. Let's see here. No, I don't see anything here. Let's see. Oh, spooky goosebumps market in Bangkok entertains. I didn't know about that. Why do I know after everything's supposed to take place? I know about these things. I look and then I don't know what is the spooky. Where is that? Yes, I'd appreciate it if you smash the like button. If you're not subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed. Oh, Carnivore Chronicles. Thank you. How you doing, buddy? Um, what is this place? Does it tell me? I don't even know where it is. I'd have to look for it. I got to look for it. Location is like an abandoned factory, so it looks quite scary. Oh, historic former railway factory in Bangkok. Okay, so that tells me so. Ah, thank you. Thank you very much there, Dale. Appreciate it. And let me see something here. Oh, where am I? Right here. Hey, my goal's achieved. Thank you very much. So, if you'd like to suggest a topic for a stream, Makasan Railway Workshop. Okay, so it's by Makasan. If you'd like to suggest um, a stream or a video, a talking head video or something like that, you can do so either now or later, whatever you want. You can hold that in the bank for yourself if you want. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. That works for me. I still love the women here. That too shall pass. I don't mean that they're not lovable. I think they're more lovable in some ways than many other countries. I just think I like the way they carry themselves, and they tend to be most tend to be somewhat respectful and friendly, and I like that. That's what I like. You know, you went there. How was it? I mean, really, when you think about it, listen, everything else. I mean, they all have the same parts. And some use them better than others, and it's just the way that it is, right? But it's about how polite, respectful, communicative that they are, and and everything else is gravy, man. It's all good. What good is it if she's very difficult? Nobody wants to deal with that. Let me get over here and see if I can give him another one. There we go. All right, that's good. That's very good. Good for train spotting. Yeah, but how was the Halloween, the spooky goosebumps? I don't know what they did. They say they took pictures here, and I don't see any. I don't know what the deal is. I'd like to see this, but I'm going to look into it a little bit more. So maybe for next year, I can go. I can go with my family. We can all go there and have a good time. I don't know. It's just, I'm just thinking about usual Thailand market eats and spooky sounds. Yeah, okay. I need to go out a little more at night, but what can I say? I just don't usually do that. I go out in the morning, go out in the afternoon. By the time evening, unless I go out with my wife, we go out sometimes, or with my wife and kids, we go out sometimes in the evening. But it's not all that often. You know, we're more comfortable in our own domicile. So anyway, thank you all very much for coming and for joining in on the conversation. I appreciate it. And what? Thank you for joining in on the conversation, for being part of this, for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the contributions. Random commenter and Dale, thank you very much. I appreciate that also. And the end. That is all. It's over. Let me see something here. I like that. The end. That is all. It's over. Choke day. Choke day. Leo Jerk and my. I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Bangkok to be specific. So until I think Tuesday, I will see y'all later. Have a good weekend and take care.